broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Your Personal Real Estate. I'm your host, Michelle Briggs. Thank you for being here for all things in the real estate industry with our experts and more. Real estate during the month of June can offer a vibrant and dynamic market for buyers and sellers alike. As the summer season unfolds, it is prime time to navigate the opportunities and challenges that arise in the real estate industry. Here's a closer look at what you can expect during the bustling month. June often sees a rise in housing inventory as more sellers list their properties. We may not see the levels from last summer, and if we do not see significant increase, we may be stepping into an over-asking bidding wars again. So when you have an increased inventory, the real estate market becomes more competitive with low inventory. The real estate market, the buyers may find themselves facing multiple offers and bidding wars as mentioned, especially for desirable homes in sought-after locations. On the other side, sellers can benefit from potential faster sales, but it is essential that they price their homes competitively to attract buyers. June offers ideal weather conditions for real estate activities. The longer days, warmer temperatures, and sunny skies create an inviting atmosphere for open houses and showcasing properties. It is a popular time for families to make real estate moves. With the school year ending, parents often aim to relocate before the next academic year begins. This can lead to increased demand for family-oriented homes with neighborhoods with excellent school districts. As summer vacation plans are underway, some buyers may be interested in investing in vacation properties, even in our market today. Coastal areas, lakeside retreats, and other desirable vacation destinations tend to see a heightened interest during June. June also hosts various real estate events that can be beneficial for both buyers and sellers. Home expos, property auctions, and community fairs are common during this time. These events provide opportunities for networking, gaining insight from industry experts, and exploring new real estate ventures. One of the final items is keeping an eye on mortgage rates. It is essential during any month, and June is no exception. It is advisable for buyers to stay informed about current interest rates and work closely with lenders to secure the best financing options. The month of June is vibrant and it's bustling real estate market. Whether you're buying or selling, it is crucial to stay informed. Work with experienced professionals like me and be proactive. By doing so, you can navigate the opportunities and challenges that arise during that time and make the most of the summer real estate market. We'll be right back with our guest after this commercial break.
¿Quieres que tu negocio crezca y todo parece indicar que el camino es Estados Unidos? Te dijeron que abras una LLC para que no pagues impuestos, mas no tienes idea de cómo hacerlo. Soy Edmundo Treviño y quiero compartir contigo más de 20 años como empresario en Estados Unidos para que tú no te equivoques en los mismos errores que yo ya realicé. Sígueme en todas las redes sociales para que juntos conquistemos el mercado americano.
Hi, my name is Elias Basabe, founder of Little Maria's Cafe restaurant in West Houston, located in 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Here you will find a family-friendly and relaxed environment where you can enjoy a delicious homemade breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We know you need to get to work fast, and we want you to enjoy a tasty, quality, and healthy homemade food. So come and visit us for a great nutritious meal at an affordable price. We specialize in tasty breakfasts, deli sandwiches, fish, even barbecue cookouts. Little Maria's Cafe has it all. We only use the great quality of Burschhead meats and products. Just like you, we love to get you up early. Little Maria's Cafe is open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can dine in with us during breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or we can have it ready for you for pickup. Visit us today on the first floor of the CMPC Center at 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Order now at 832-667-8800 8376 Little Maria's Cafe.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Michelle Briggs. I'm your host for Your Personal Real Estate. Today we have Grace Medley. She is the Business Development Manager, Restoration 1 Central Houston. How are you doing today, Grace?
I'm doing good. How are you, Michelle?
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you and what you do. And I say that because it is so important. So tell us about you and what sets Restoration 1 apart from other companies within your industry.
Yeah, so Restoration 1 is actually a national franchise, but we are all locally owned. So we are the Central Houston location. What differs us from other restoration companies is we specialize in mitigation only. So we are going to draw out your home as minimally invasive as possible because we specialize in structural drying. So a lot of other companies will come in and they'll just say, oh, we need to gut this house. But, we actually try to dry things in place if possible and really advocate for the homeowner.
I love that. So now one of the things about you is you're involved in the Greater Heights Area Chamber of Commerce. You volunteer on a committee. Mm-hmm. You do a lot of networking. Mm-hmm. And I just love that how involved you are in the community, you and your company. Now, one of the things about you also, your clients, now you not only include residential, you also service commercial and multifamily, all the way to odor removal or board up and tarp over. Like, what is the most common request that you see in our market today?
So really we work a lot in the residential sector, and we really do residential water damage claims that people sometimes gloss over. They think, oh, this isn't a really big deal, but this is the Gulf Coast. This is Houston. It's super humid here. A little bit of water damage in your home can cause a big problem. So we really focus on educating customers, educating our referral partners about the impacts that water damage can have to your home or your business or, a multifamily property, because it could mean, a lot of additional damage down the line that you can't see, can cause a lot of health hazards. Mold toxicity is a real danger, and people can be really allergic. So it's important to mitigate that water damage as soon as you find it, and we try to educate people on that process.
And it's the mold remediation, it is so important to make sure that is being completed correctly.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing when, if you have a roof leak and, roof leak, for example, comes through and through the actual sheetrock in the ceiling, you really should look to your company and give you a call, because the mold can appear pretty quickly.
Absolutely. If you have a roof leak and you're in an attic that's an environmentally closed space, there's no it's hot, it's humid, it's not temperature controlled. Mold can begin in 24 to 48 hours, respirable particles of mold that are actually very toxic to people. So even if it doesn't reach your sheetrock, that attic, it gets on your belongings, whatever you're storing up in that attic, and if you move it, those spores really just get through your HVAC system and circulate throughout the house. So roof leaks, water heater leaks, any just regular kitchen leak, bathroom leak, it's really important to assess that damage as soon as you see it. At least get an assessment, right? Yeah. It's complimentary. We can tell you if it's a problem or if it's not a problem, and the steps you should take to remediate it.
That's great, because, I think we just don't think of that. Yeah. And you think, oh my gosh, I have to contact a restoration company just because I had a leak. Yeah. It's something to look at. It's rather be safe than sorry, because you don't want that mold to grow. And it's been in your attic growing for 6 months, 8 months, a year later, and it does cause health issues. So, and you're wondering why you're sick. You have to look at those things. So you provide that mold remediation as well.
We do. So a lot of times we try to educate people to get to before it gets to mold, right? That's our main focus, is educating people before it gets to the mold remediation process, so we can help people through the insurance process. Once it gets to mold and it's classified as mold and you get a mold test, you can't use your insurance. Mold claims are denied. It also goes on the record of your house if you're trying to sell it. So the, buyers, it'll be disclosed to them that this house has mold. So that can impact, sales as well.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
So when a client reaches out to you, I mean, obviously depending on the call.
Obviously.
So we were talking about water leaks or maybe a flood. I mean, what should they be doing while Restoration 1 is en route?
So documentation is the most important thing. So take pictures of all your belongings. Try to move things out of the way, right? So sometimes people say like, oh, I had this water leak in my closet. I didn't want to touch anything. It's like you want to get all of your personal belongings, your valuables out of the affected area, because the water damage or possibly mold or whatever it is, fire damage, anything like that can be affected. But the most important thing is documentation. So take pictures, take videos, get as much evidence of the loss as you possibly can, because then we can help you through the insurance process, get things covered, get your items cleaned, and it's just going to help you in the long run get back to your, pre-loss conditions, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we've had insurance carriers on the show before, and your personal belongings you should be documenting with pictures or videos anyway, right? So
yes.
This is just another reason, another level. And when there's something going wrong, definitely for claim purposes, take videos, take pictures, try to, get your personal belongings out of the way, right? The less damage there for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. So,
and another thing is, if you the one biggest thing about your home is know how to shut off the water,
yes.
Right? That's one thing people don't think about. A lot of people don't know how to turn off their water. So I think we learned that after the freeze. I think some more people learned how, but it's really important to learn how to turn off your water in case you have a problem. You can stop the loss as soon as possible.
Exactly, that is true. Find your shut-off valve.
Yeah.
So Grace, you are amazing at what you do and keeping restoration on top of mind. I mean, you do that through networking, as I mentioned. Now, you mentioned that before through networking that you're looking to meet tradesmen.
Yes.
Recently, I remember you saying plumbers.
Yes.
Why do you make that request?
So plumbers are usually the first people that someone calls when they have a leak, right? And we like to work with plumbers to educate them on how they can better service their customer. A plumber's customer is their customer forever, right? If you have a great plumber, you're going to call that plumber forever and ever and ever. And we want to just be an extension of their business and really help their client through probably one of the most stressful, unknown times that they've ever experienced in their home. And it really, it makes a plumber more trustworthy if they're letting their customer know, hey, I'm here to fix your plumbing, but you do have additional damage and I have a really good referral partner who will take care of you. So we just partner with them to provide a better service to their customer. And we educate plumbers on, the impacts that water damage can have to their customers' homes, right? Like if they don't tell their customer there's water damage, will they have mold later? Will it be a liability to their business because they didn't tell their customer they had mold? Same with roofers, HVAC companies, because those are all, they're in the home, right? They're seeing this damage and it's going to make them more trustworthy to their customer if they're letting their customer know, hey, I'm here to take care of this problem, but I just want to provide you the resources that you may need for additional work.
And we all want to be resources for our clients.
Absolutely.
For all aspects.
Absolutely.
Now, you also team up with insurance agencies to provide education to their team members.
Correct.
How does that benefit their customers? And you touched on a little bit for insurance agencies. How does that benefit their customers in your partnership with the insurance companies?
Yeah, so we really like to work with insurance agents because a lot of times their customers think they have a claim, but it might not be a claim, right? So we know everyone has a deductible. We like to go to take a look for the insurance agents prior to their customers just filing claims because it may not reach their deductible. It may be excluded on the policy. We can really give a full scope of work in our recommendations. to the customer for the insurance agent, right? And we always advocate for our clients. If you have a vendor that's sent out to you from, claims, that customer is not vetted by you, the insurance agent. The insurance agent is going to personally know us. They're going to have our personal contact information. They're going to make sure that their customer is being taken care of throughout the whole process, because the process could be days, weeks, months. They have a direct contact. They're not calling some 800 number through, 10 different avenues to try to get an answer from somebody. When I'm working with customers on claims, they have my cell phone number, they have my email, they're calling me directly, I'm answering their questions directly, and it's not like a chain, right? So our number one goal at Restoration One of Central Houston is to make sure their customers have a good claims experience, because it's really difficult. Yeah, we want to minimize the demo, right? We want to minimize the time people may be out of their homes. We want to minimize claim costs if possible. We want to structurally dry things. So, you're not out of your house for a year, possibly. It's crazy.
It
right?
It is.
Yeah.
Now, briefly, I know it's kind of slightly switching topic. June is the beginning of hurricane season month.
It is.
Now, one thing I know about Restoration One, education, as you mentioned, is key, and I personally know that as well. So for hurricane preparedness, they can find that on your website, your Facebook page, all of that great stuff.
Yes.
Wonderful. So what is that one quick tip before we go on hurricane season?
So the number one quick tip is know what your policy covers. Know your deductible, be prepared for it. Know, what your policy covers. Are you covered for additional living expenses, your contents, all those things, and review with your agent.
Perfect. Well, thank you again, Grace, for being here. And everyone, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
Welcome back, everyone. Michelle Briggs here, your host, and this is Ray Day. Now, Ray Day is our next guest. She is the owner of the Shady Lady Window Coverings. How are you doing, Ray?
I'm doing great, Michelle. It's good to see you today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. There's so much around window covering. So I always ask my guests, please tell us a little bit about you and why Shady Lady Window Coverings.
Well, I kind of actually, it was an accident that I started the company about 20 years ago. I was in customer service actually at a chemical company, Hello Houston, right? And they were eaten by a larger chemical company and wanted to bring all of the customer service agents up to Michigan, and I said no. So the next thing I know, a couple of friends of mine are working for a shutter company, and I started building shutters, which is a lot of fun. It's fun to build stuff with your hands, but there's not really any money in it. So I started selling shutters on the side and nights and weekends kind of thing. Next thing I know, I've got a DBA and my own trade accounts, and I found out that I was just really good at it. And so next year will be my 20th year in business.
20 years in the industry. Well, congratulations. I love that for you. Now, there's so much around window shades and just window coverings, in itself. And one of the things, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm always thinking that the window coverings come in last. But there's a process, right? You know, how do you decide what to suggest to your clients? I mean, there's there's so much of a variety, and the stage where you make those recommendations. So how do you decide what you suggest?
Wow, Michelle, you know, you're exactly correct. I like to install last if I get my way, because it's great after the build's done and the dust has settled and all of that. But I actually start working with some of my clients in the construction stage, because if they want, say, wired window treatments, which are very, very popular, and we're doing that in about 60% of our jobs, have at least one or two automated shades in the process. If they want maybe it to be built into their wiring system so that they don't have to change batteries all the time, I will actually walk the property with the construction supervisor and the new homeowner that early in the process. And so sometimes window treatments sales take as long as a year or more to complete. In that case, I start with what are their needs, and this is true even after they've bought their house and they're in there, and now they're standing in their brand new beautiful home with 30 open windows, feeling like they live in a fish tank. And I can help them with that too. So I like to start with a phone call and ask questions before I ever even see the homeowner, find out a little bit about their needs, who lives in the home, and why they're calling me in the first place. Then I will make some selections based on what they've told me and what I believe is going to be most helpful to them, put those in my car and drive to them for an in-home design appointment. I'm going to leave all the samples in the car still though. So I get there, I walk up to the customer's home, get them to give me a tour of the house, hopefully meet other people that live in the home, get to know how they live. What are their needs? Maybe I'll see something that they don't see. Perhaps it's a west-facing window that we're just all being blinded by or something like that. I will try my best to narrow it down to 1 to 3 overarching types of products, maybe shutters or rollers or a honeycomb shade for heat control. There's lots and lots of options, but I'll narrow it down as best as possible before we ever even start looking at the actual samples.
That is a lot just to get to the samples.
Just to even start the process where people think that they're now here we're getting started with the samples. Oh no, you have to deal with me for like a couple of hours before we even look at that.
There's so much more to it. I'm telling you, that's why you hire Ray Day, because there is so much to it. Now, when you have individuals that may be quick decision makers, you know, homeowners that just put something on the window shades. I mean, just put something up. Like, how do you know, what if a homeowner wants something that you know is just is wrong for their needs?
Well, fortunately, Michelle, it doesn't happen all that often because we have big box stores, right? We have blinds.com, we have Home Depot, lots and lots of options for people who say don't need the help and the service that I can provide for them. They just want something in the window really quickly. They can DIY that and save tons of money doing so. So when I get a client, usually they do value what is going to go in their window, and they value my service and the help that I can provide. However, occasionally maybe somebody has just got their heart set on shutters. It's the perfect thing, and in their mind it's the epitome of a perfect window treatment. And I walk into their house and find out that their windows have no depth to them whatsoever because they've got new windows that are taking up all of that space, and I have to be the bearer of bad tidings and say, okay, we can still get you some shutters, but they're going to be installed outside your window. And if they say okay, then I offer them what they want. If they say no, then we have to start looking at other options for them.
Yes, plantation shutters,
Yeah.
4-inch. I mean, they're so popular.
They
so
are.
popular.
Oh, yes.
So have you noticed changes in what people are looking for now compared to when you started 20 years ago?
Oh my, yeah. I will say shutters are still perennially popular. Roller shades. There are certain proprietary brands that are always going to be popular, but we have gone through stages, and I am excited to tell you and all of the homeowners that are listening that right now, the biggest change that I've noticed in the industry, probably starting about 10 years ago, and especially after COVID, is that people want what they are happy with in their house. When I first started 20 years ago, it was, what do the neighbors have? What is going to help me sell my house? And they didn't even, it wasn't about them. It wasn't for their comfort and their enjoyment in their own home. It was what can I sell this for later? Or who, what are my neighbors going to like when they come over? And now people are like, I don't care what my neighbors like. I don't care what's going to sell, because somebody's going to walk in and hate it anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Now I want what is perfect for me to live in my own environment and be comfortable in my own home.
Well, that is true. When you speak to that as a realtor, it's because it adds value to your home.
It does.
So, for me, it is, because it can be, depending on what you pick. I mean, that's a great question. So depending on what you pick, what is the range? I mean, I know it has to do with size of home,
Right.
amount of windows. There's so many factors that go into it, but when you're looking at a 3,000 square foot home, 2-story, 5-bedroom, like what is that?
Wow.
What would that cost?
Wow. So I have discovered that sometimes I can be a budget buster. I mean, like crazy. I try really, really hard not to be. And there's that big word that I just said, budget. The funniest thing I have found in my industry is that when I am on my discovery call and I'm asking my clients, what is your budget? Some people hesitate to explain to me what that is. They don't want to throw out a number. They don't want to tell me anything. Either they haven't thought about it, or they're worried that I'm not going to be able to meet it, or maybe I'm just going to use it all up, whether I need to or not, which is just a little bit crazy to me. I mean, if you had somebody that wanted to buy a house and you said, well, what's your budget? And they said, oh, just show me everything. I mean, you'd go, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do that. We have to know what you're actually in the market for. So
you don't have that time. No one has that time.
Nobody's got the time to see everything. I can't bring you everything.
Right.
So I do like to have that information ahead of time, because I have things for a standard size window, say a 36 by 60 size window. My opening price point product would be about $250 to $500 for that window. Next step up would be maybe $550 to $800 for that window, and then I have things that can be $2,000 for one window. And then when you come and start talking about custom draperies for a room full of draperies, it can be $10,000 to $20,000 if you're outfitting an entire room full of totally custom draperies.
I'm telling you, but they make a difference, though.
They
It is
do.
worth it.
They
It
really
makes a
do.
difference. Okay, so what's trending right now?
So the biggest trend in the industry right now, I have discovered, is versatility and comfort. So, and I know that's not a real answer. You want to know, is it honeycomb shades? Is it rollers? Is it shutters? What the biggest thing that I've noticed right now is I have clients right now that run the gamut. I have shutters, I have silhouettes, I have honeycomb shades, a couple of those. Honeycombs are a cellular product, and they're excellent for insulation. So if you have maybe an older home with older windows, or you're just very, very concerned about energy efficiency, that's a really big deal right now. For other clients, they want to be comfortable in their own home. They want to be able to see out, but maybe not have people see them. So treatments that can actually drop from the top of the window and leave the sky exposed while feeling comfortable below are crazy, crazy popular right now. The other thing that I've noticed a ton of are roller shades, because especially and I did notice this during the shutdown, because we were still working then, people were still buying houses and needing things in their windows, is that homeowners wanted to be able to open up their window completely and totally when they didn't want anything there. And then when they need privacy at night, they just shut the whole thing. Roller shades are great for that because all they do is go up in the window when you don't need them and they disappear. And then when you do want some privacy at the window, you can close them for that.
I love those. I do.
Yeah.
I do. All right, so why should someone needing new window treatments use the Shady Lady window coverings?
Well, when you come to the Shady Lady window coverings, you are going to get one thing that you can get from other dealers that sell window treatments, and that is at the end of the sale, once I've had my installer put your products in the window, you have products. You have shades or shutters or draperies, whatever it is. That is something you can get elsewhere, but that's not what I sell. So what I sell is an experience from the first time that you contact the Shady Lady window coverings and all the way through to 5 years from now when something, a piece breaks and you need to replace it. You know you can call me and I'm going to take really, really good care of you. I will not sell you something that is inappropriate to you. I don't care what the margins on something are. That's not what is important to me. What is important to me is what is going to be perfect for you and make you so happy that you tell your neighbors and your friends and your daughter when she grows up and has her own house, because I still want to be here for that.
I love that. Thank you so much again for being with us, Ray. I appreciate you greatly. And everyone, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right.
Stop and think. How often do you take the time to set goals? And when you set those goals, how often do you hit them? The problem is the word goal setting. We all have goals, but goals are just wishes. Goals are what we want. What we really need is called result setting. My name is Katrin Becker, and what I do is create tailor-made result plans that ensure people will hit their targets. If you are committed for real results, let's chat and see which program is right for you and your team. Goals are just what we want, but together, results are what we will achieve.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Tell me, are you looking to sell a house or buy a home? Hi, I'm Michelle Briggs, and your real estate needs are my priority. With over 2 decades worth of experience within the real estate industry, I know I can help. Whether you're selling a house and moving on to the next chapter or buying a home to create generational wealth for your family, I am the realtor for you. Call me now at 713-256-5465 and let me handle all of your real estate needs. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Michelle Briggs, your host for Your Personal Real Estate. We are continuing our show today, and our next guest is Anna Radford. How are you doing, Anna?
Oh, hi, Michelle. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much. And this is a conversation that we've yet to have on this show, and I'm so happy to have you. So please tell us about you and why you chose commercial real estate.
Well, I'm the founder of Address Commercial, which is a brokerage company, and we specialize in sales of industrial, retail, office space properties, and as well as sale of commercial land in Texas. We also help small business owners, well, actually any kind of business owners, to find commercial spaces for their businesses in Houston. Houston economy is booming, and we invite you to participate in it by investing in their commercial real estate.
It definitely is. I have a couple of clients that are wanting to move their businesses, so they are looking. It is happening, and we have so much being built around us. Now, how has the rise of e-commerce impacted demand for warehouse space in our area, and how do you see this trend evolving in the coming years?
It's a wonderful question. E-commerce has certainly triggered a structural change in how we use commercial space. I'm not going to deny it hurt retail a little bit, but it forced an enormous amount of development of industrial space. Especially starting with all the COVID shutdowns in 2020, we have seen an enormous pace of absorption of industrial space in the market. It outpaced every other asset. You know, like a lot more industrial space was leased than retail, than office. Colliers reported that we had 700 million square feet of industrial space on the market at the end of 2022, and only a 5.6% vacancy, which is a very, very healthy rate. I do not see this slowing down any soon. In fact, I think it will keep growing, mostly due to two main things, is the population growth. I think Houston Chronicle just reported that Houston is the second fastest growing metro area in the United States. And obviously due to how much we became accustomed to shopping online and its convenience.
Definitely. Now, what are the key factors that businesses are looking for when selecting a warehouse location in today's market?
Well, we used to think of warehouses as those huge, plain-looking buildings located somewhere out of city, out of sight, out of mind. But it all has changed now. Those buildings are still there. They're big distribution centers, usually carrying goods, large amount of goods from one seller to another seller within the retail chain or something like that. But the increase in e-commerce forced a need and cultivated a very important trend called last mile delivery. Last mile is that less distance a seller needs to make between the warehouse where your goods are located to your home. And it's very important. So, you know how we get spoiled. We literally expect our goods to arrive the next day or the same day.
Exactly.
And so for the seller to be able to get it to you this fast and at the cost that will actually make sense to them, the warehouse needs to be located very close to where you live, where the consumers live. So that's where we see the demand now, right? Our clients are asking for a warehouse closer to the city, closer to the consumers, or the warehouse which is located, has really good access to the highways that can get you across the city or into the city very fast. Some sellers request locations closer to the port if they import goods directly from there. And I think this concept is there to stay. And given that our port processes 200 million tons of goods every year, and that our population is already at 7 million, and we expect 1 million more within the next 7 years, this consumption is not going anywhere.
It is not going anywhere. I think at one point they were saying there was over 1,000 people a day moving into the Houston market. So yes, Houston is growing and it's going to continue to grow. Now, how can someone ensure that they're making a sound investment in this area in today's market?
Well, I don't really think you can go wrong with investing in Houston market. Again, it's the largest city, the population is growing, the port is growing. It's only going to get better, right, to service all these newcomers. But if you were to focus on buying something, the check boxes I would check off. 1, population growth, it's here. 2, proximity to the city, proximity to where people live. 3, access to the highways. 4, maybe important, maybe not. I mean, it's a plus, close to the port. I also noticed that a lot of businesses, especially newer businesses or the ones moving in from out of state, are requesting space within industrial business parks, which basically is a large industrial development with a lot of units in it, versus a one-off building. The logic behind it is that they project that they will grow, they will need more space, and it's a lot easier to expand within the same park, right, by taking an adjacent space or moving to a bigger space and working things out with the same landlord versus breaking the lease, right, or getting another warehouse while the first lease is still on. So I think that's important.
I mean, that's a huge expense. I mean, rather expand than to move.
Yes.
Right, to relocate. There's so much more to that than just taking a wall out or going into an additional space. I definitely agree with that.
And I've noticed that they also perceive industrial business parks as better managed and more secure.
I love that. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. Now, are there any specific types of warehouse properties or features that are in particular high demand right now? I mean, such as you mentioned proximity to transportation. so proximity to transportation hubs, or flexible design layouts. I mean, what are we seeing right now?
Oh, we're seeing a lot of new concepts. For example, now such a thing as warehouse co-sharing has popped up. We've seen cafe spaces, we've seen ready spaces. That is something where you can rent a warehouse just on a month-to-month basis while you're waiting for your permanent space or looking for a permanent space. So that's a new concept. Another concept would be it's not new, but it became extremely popular. It's the flex, right? It's this space that can be either industrial or retail, and depends, where the money is, who's asking. It can go both ways. Location, right? Proximity to the city, proximity to the highways, and I'd say you can't go wrong with any of that.
Now, Anna, do you cover the whole state of Texas? Are you primary just in the Houston market? What is your area?
So for sales, we can cover the whole Texas. For leasing, which I believe requires a more intimate level of market knowledge, we prefer to focus on Houston because that's what we really know.
And that's very important because, I know that I do the residential side of things, and residential right now we're getting a lot of comparative market analysis requests, and I'm receiving them from Austin and Dallas and McKinney and Inez, Texas, wherever that is. And one of the things I did a TikTok saying, hey, if you're wanting to do a comparative market analysis, you want to go back to the realtor that sold you the home, right? And that would be the same thing, maybe not for property taxes, but when you're in a relationship and you have a client that you work with, I mean, do you find that when they do go larger or they're wanting to renegotiate that lease, they reach out to you? Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. And relationships, that's the most valuable thing in this business. And we enjoy seeing our clients growing, from the startup through expansion, through them getting really big, and us being proud of them. It's a beautiful thing to be part of their journey.
The growth of Houston, very much so. Well, Anna, thank you again for being with us today. I appreciate you. I look forward to other segments with you, and it is a sponsor now at our show. Thank you so much for you being that for us and bringing the knowledge of commercial to us. Thank you so much, Anna, and everyone. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Thank you.
Working, especially if you don't have the right attorney at your side. Hi, my name is Sonia Aston, and I'm an attorney with over 30 years of experience. I've helped small and medium-sized businesses and business owners to make sure that their legal rights and interests are protected. As general counsel for you and your organization, I can draft and review solid contracts, minimize the risk of litigation, review and prepare comprehensive business succession plans, or help you navigate your company with the local, state, and federal government. Take a decisive step today. I'm here to make sure your legal rights are protected and you have a peace of mind that you deserve.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Michelle Briggs here. Now, next up, we have Kat Troulino. She's the founder of Ta-Da by Kat, Next Level Staging and Design. She is here to give us a few reasons not to hire an interior decorator when staging your home. Take it away, Kat.
Six reasons you may not want to hire a full-service designer or decorator. Full-service design services where the design professional waves the magic wand, and from idea to installation, it can be amazing. But really, it's not for everyone. What is for everyone? Having a welcoming, cohesive, lovely space that fits your style and your budget. And sometimes this doesn't require hiring an interior designer or decorator for full service. In fact, there are some people that would be better served with an alternate design option that allows them to save money and get the look and feel they enjoy outside of full service. So you may ask, who are these folks? I'm going to share 6 types of people that may not need this full service option. Reason number 1, you're not ready to make an investment. When you create a budget to invest in your home and hiring an interior designer, it shows you understand the value in their services. When you work with an interior designer or decorator, you'll receive a customized, tailored end product that meets your specific, unique needs and design, along with saving you potential time, money, and resources, and possible costly mistakes. It's worth it, I promise, but even so, there are some people who just can't convince otherwise. They have no interest in making the investment and just don't see the value. Interior design is just like any other profession. When you go to see a doctor, you expect to pay a fee. Or when you go to the hair salon, you expect to pay for their services. The same goes for an interior designer or decorator. We are business professionals and create a beautiful experience for our clients. Clients that are raving fans and see our services as invaluable and definitely worthy of their time and their investment. But an alternative option to hiring a designer for just an on-site or virtual consultation would be your best option. This would allow you to get a feel for what a designer brings to the table, and it'll help you understand the process involved. By having a consultation with a designer, it may shed light on your ideas and help you consider things you hadn't actually thought of, and also confirm ideas that you just couldn't make a decision on. If you need more, consider saving your money for full service in the future, or ask about in phases or steps. Reason number 2, you love to shop. Do you love sales? Do you spend your weekend perusing your favorite home furnishing sites like Pottery Barn and Restoration Hardware? So these stores are a great option for you because they allow you to get your shopping fix and offer free in-store design services. On the other hand, working with an interior designer is like dining at a 5-star restaurant. Each course the chef creatively prepares and serves as an experience. You don't know all the details and magic of what goes preparing the meal, even though the menu describes what to expect with the taste. So, in the same way, a designer presents their design concept. We don't expect for clients to shop for the ingredients. If you prefer to create your own meals, hiring an interior designer probably isn't for you. But an alternative work option would be to work with an interior designer on an as-needed basis. This type of service is great for clients that have a project maybe in progress, but may need a professional opinion on things like paint, colors, lighting, furnishings, or finishes such as flooring, backsplash, etc. Selecting the correct paint alone that doesn't have any of those pesky, unwanted undertones is a cohesive element and can be tricky. Reason number 3, you're a control freak. Working with an interior designer requires a certain level of trust. You're letting this person into your home, your life, and your wallet. As designers, we understand this and make it a priority by being your puzzle master and making sure all of the many pieces needed to turn your desires into a reality come together. But in order to make this happen, you have to let go. Now, don't get me wrong. The process is a team effort and it is collaborative with parameters. If you insist on being a coach instead of a team player, then you might need to consider other options. So an alternative option would be design-only consultations with an interior designer who may be your best option. This lets you dip your toe into the idea of working with a professional by allowing them to create a curated design plan for you. You are ultimately responsible for shopping, purchasing, styling the space, etc. yourself. Reason number 4, you have lots of free time. There's a lot of work that goes into designing a space. There's the design itself, and then you're sourcing each item, purchasing items, and then the installation. Designers also invest their time, money, and effort into attending workshops and going to market to bring you the latest and greatest in home furnishings and solutions. So if you're someone who has time and enjoys the idea of educating yourself on doing presentation boards, renderings, and creating a design for your space, then you don't need an interior designer. However, an alternate option would be to consider purchasing blocks of time to help you fill in the gaps for areas you may need assistance in. Reason number 5, you moonlight as a hoarder. Interior designers are pretty creative at mixing your existing furnishings with new pieces if they fit into the design scheme. This isn't going to work if you insist on holding on to those dusty items from grandma's basement that just doesn't make good design sense. If you really want to keep every trinket an item from 20 years ago, then an interior designer is probably not for you. But an alternative option would be to consider a decorator assistance service. This option allows you a designer to assist you with editing and styling your current furnishings while updating and enhancing with new decor, accessories, etc., and integrating it into a welcoming, fresh look and feel. Reason number 6, you're a DIYer. As mentioned before, working with an interior designer under full service project means the client never has to lift a finger. It really is a turnkey concierge level service where we handle everything from designing, shopping, deliveries, installation, and even dreadful returns for damaged goods. Interior designers also work with reputable tradespeople who support those projects requiring a craftsman. If you prefer to do all this yourself, then an interior designer isn't the best fit. However, an alternate option is consider a design-only consultation package where a detailed design is created for you to implement yourself. So, did you see yourself in any of these explanations? If so, that's perfectly okay. The beauty of the design industry today is that there are so many ways that you can work with a designer. Although full-service interior design may not be the best option for you today, I encourage you to seek out a design service that both suits your personality and the beautiful, joyful space that you desire. For more information, call Tada by Cat Living by Design at 281-798-3750.
Working, especially if you don't have the right attorney at your side. Hi, my name is Sonia Aston, and I'm an attorney with over 30 years of experience. I've helped small and medium-sized businesses and business owners to make sure that their legal rights and interests are protected. As general counsel for you and your organization, I can draft and review solid contracts, minimize the risk of litigation, review and prepare comprehensive business succession plans, or help you navigate your company with the local, state, and federal government. Take a decisive step today. I'm here to make sure your legal rights are protected and you have a peace of mind that you deserve.
Hi, my name is Elias Basabe, founder of Little Maria's Cafe restaurant in West Houston, located in 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Here you will find a family-friendly and relaxed environment where you can enjoy a delicious homemade breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We know you need to get to work fast, and we want you to enjoy a tasty, quality, and healthy homemade food. So come and visit us for a great nutritious meal at an affordable price. We specialize in tasty breakfasts, deli sandwiches, fish, even barbecue cookouts. Little Maria's Cafe has it all. We only use the great quality of Boar's Head meats and products. Just like you, we love to get you up early. Little Maria's Cafe is open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can dine in with us during breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or we can have it ready for you for pickup. Visit us today on the first floor of the CMPC Center at 2901 Wilkers Drive, Suite 137, first floor. Order now at 832-667-8376, Little Maria's Cafe.
¿Sueñas ¿Sueñas con vender tus productos o servicios en Estados Unidos? Pareciera muy difícil, mas no es imposible. Soy Edmundo Treviño y quiero compartir contigo más de 20 años de experiencia promoviendo productos latinoamericanos en el principal mercado del mundo. Si quieres aprender más, sígueme en todas mis redes sociales.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Michelle Briggs, with your personal real estate. And today we have with us Grace Medley. Grace is a business development manager, one of Central Houston. How are you doing, Grace?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Michelle.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Stop and think. How often do you take the time to set goals? And when you set those goals, how often do you hit them? The problem is the word goal setting. We all have goals, but goals are just wishes. Goals are what we want. What we really need is called result setting. My name is Katrin Becker, and what I do is create tailor-made result plans that ensure people will hit their targets. If you are committed for real results, let's chat and see which program is right for you and your team. Goals are just what we want, but together, results are what we will achieve.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy, joy, and lasting impact. I'm a human performance specialist and an international best-selling author. I've helped countless people all over the world to learn the art of saying no, overcome their fear, and maximize their performance. Let's get you to live your best possible reality. Start today and become the CEO of your business and your life.
You probably already know that first impressions are never forgotten. However, did you also know the way you feel about yourself contributes to your quality of life and the opinions of others? Hi, my name is Kristen Gunderson. My mission is to help people by flipping the switch inside their body, which in turn will help them to feel better and do more. In fact, once you feel your best, you will be able to pour into others, keep your cup full, and reach every goal you have set up for yourself, whether it's personal, family, or business related. The way you feel will dictate the way you think and the way you live your life. Feeling your best is necessary to achieve your goals. You deserve to put yourself first. Let me help you flip the switch so you can feel better and do more. Let's talk. I know I can help.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.